Hello, students. So, yesterday we had discussed about the separation of the component, what is the need of the separation, and we also had discussed about the what is the principle of the discussion, principle of the separation of the food, as well as we had discussed some of the separating method, like that of the hand picking method, which will help in separating the impure substances by manually. Then we discuss about winnowing and threshing, as well as that of the sieving. Today we will start with the next one, and that is sedimentation and decantation. So you have seen that the pulses which is being washed in our home, when these pulses are kept in a bowl of a water, then what happened? You'll see that these pulses, they settle down. Why? Because the pulses are heavy than that of the water. If you see that dirt or insect or tiny pieces of straw, so all these things or other lighter impurities, you see that all these things, they float at the top of the water, since they are not as heavy as the pulses. Okay, so they float on the surface of the water. So on the basis of that, we can clean the food, or by the process of or by the properties of the material, we can use them to separate them from one another. Okay, so what are the different properties? The material, there are some material which float on the water, there are some material which sink in the water, there are some material which are miscible, they are miscible in water, and there are some material which are not soluble and they are immiscible in water. So we have to separate the impurities that float on water, that sink in water, which is miscible or soluble in water, and the material which are not soluble or immiscible in water. So on the basis of that, we will start with the first one, and that is the sedimentation and decantation. Okay, so before that we had discussed about the pulses, as they being very heavy, they settle down. So there are some impurities which float on the surface of the water. Okay, so the solid particles which settle down in the water, these particles are known as sediments. Okay, you can see here, this is the sediments which get settled down at the bottom, that is known as the sediment. And the process of separating the insoluble solids, or that solid which is suspended in the liquid, by making them to settle down, is known as sedimentation. So we can say the sediments is what the particles which settle down at the bottom, and the process by which we can separate these solids is known as sedimentation. You can see here. So sedimentation is the tendency for the particle in a suspension to settle down out of the fluid in which they are entrained and come to rest against a barrier. You see here the particles, they are suspended in the water, and after some time, when you leave it for some time, then these particles, they get settled down at the bottom. Okay, so basically it happened due to the force of the gravity which is working on it. So due to gravity, it settled down at the bottom. Okay, So this is the sedimentation. Now we will see the next one, that is decantation. So sedimentation is what? In which the solid particles, they settle down at the bottom. Now what is decantation? It is a process of separation of the mixture by removing the layer of the liquid, generally one from which a precipitate in generally one in which the precipitate has settled, and the purpose may be either to produce a clean decant or to remove the undesired liquid from the precipitate. So basically what happened in case of decantation, it is the next process of that of the sedimentation. You can see in this figure here, at first this beaker, which is consisting of solid particles, when it was kept or left undisturbed for some time, the particles get settled down at the bottom, and you see after that slowly when this beaker is tilted and the upper surface of the water, which is a clean water, is poured into the other beaker, that process of the separation of the water from the impurities, that is known as a decantation. Okay, so we can define the decantation in a very easy language, and that is that decantation is the process of pouring out the clear liquid without disturbing the sediments. Okay, so these are the process of decantation, in which the upper liquid, which one is the clear one, is poured into the another beaker without disturbing the sediments or the particles which get settled down. Okay, so the liquid which is present above to that of the sediment is also known as supernatant. Okay, so supernatant is what? Is the liquid above the sediments. Okay, so these are the supernatant. You can see here, this is the process of a decantation, in which undissolved solid get, if it is present in the bottom, and we will pour the clear liquid which is present above it. The process of sedimentation and decantation we can do with that of a mixture of a sand and a water. So if a mixture of a sand and a water is kept in a container, so this can be separated by the process of sedimentation. How? The mixture, if it is left undisturbed for some time, then the material will get settled down, and sand, it being heavier, it settles down, and after that we can pour water into the separate container. That is the process of a decantation. Okay, after decantation there is another process, and that is known as filtration. Okay, so now see here, the process of filtration, we can also say that in which two substances, one insoluble solid and a liquid is there. Okay, when both of them are separated by passing the mixture through a filtering device, that is known as a filtration. When we talk about the filtration it can be of various type. Like a filtration can be a mechanical, it can be a physical, or it can be a biological operation. And the basic function of the process of filtration is the separation of the solid from that of the fluid, and that fluid may be a liquid or the gases. Okay, in a physical filter, what happens, the oversized particles in the fluid, they get retained. Okay, they get separated. In biological filter, the particulates are trapped and they are ingested, and finally they get removed. Okay, filtration basically it occur in both, in that of the nature or in that of the engineer system. So there are biological, geological and industrial form. For example, in animal renal filtration, it removes the waste from the blood, and the water treatment and the sewage treatment is also there, in which the undesirable constituent is removed. Okay, not only this, the undesirable constituent which is present in our body is removed by absorption, and finally it get excreted. So that is the one filtration process, a general term filtration, in which we talk that the filtration is what is the removal of the that of the impure solid from the liquid. Okay, but when we talk about here the filtration, the process of the filtration means what, that when the solid and the solid is removed from that of the liquid. Okay, or by the process by which the solid and the insoluble particles or insoluble impurities, they are separated from a liquid by passing the mixture through a filter or through any of the filtering device. That process is known as a filtration. I'll write the definition for you people. That is the process by which solid and insoluble impurities are separated from a liquid by passing the mixture through a filter. Okay, so this is the process that is known as a filtration. One more thing is there, that is known as a filtrate. When we talk about the filtrate, we say that the substance which is can be obtained after filtration, that is known as a filtrate. So we can define filtrate, the substance which passes through the filter, that is known as filtrate. Okay, so filtrate is that substance which passes through that of the filter, and the substance which do not passes through that of the filtrate, we sometimes we use the term, although it is also known as the impurities, it can be any of the impurities, but if we are doing any kind of experiment, or if a solution is having a solid substance present on the at the bottom of that of the beaker or that of the test tube, then we use the term that is known as precipitate. Okay, So precipitate is what? It is a substance which left over the filter. Okay, which left over the filter paper or which left over the filter. We use one another term for that, that is also known as, sometimes it is also known as a residue. Okay, or the impurities which is present on that of the filter while separating that solid impurities to that of the liquid. Okay, so this is the filtration. So the process of filtration is commonly used in our home. For example, after preparing tea, we filter out the tea leaves using a strainer. Filtration is also done to remove the pulp from the fresh fruit juice. And sometimes the water, it also contains a kind of a solid substances. Then we use that filtering machine or the filtering device which help in filtering the water. Okay, so what happened during filtration? The insoluble solid is retained in that of the filtering device, whereas the liquid, it passes through it. Okay, and it is important to know that the particle of the insoluble solid, okay, they are bigger than the hole in the filtering device for them to be retained in it. Like if you see in case of a filter paper, so a filter paper is a kind of a filtering device, and that filter paper is having a fine pores in it. So the particles which we want to separate it, if we are using a filtering device, that solid particles or the insoluble solid should be bigger than or bigger in size than that of the holes which is present in the filtering device. Okay, so this is a process of a filtration. We can understand this process by the help of an experiment also. You see here an activity is given that collect some muddy water from a pond or a river, a muddy water, and if it is not available, then okay, when we will mix some soil to the water in the glass. Okay, so we take a glass of a water, or we take a muddy water itself, and or if muddy water is not available, then we put some soil in that of the water, and after that we will leave that beaker or we will leave that container which consisting of the muddy water or the soil water in it at least for half an hour. Okay, after that you observe the water carefully and see what happens. So what happened? Does some soil settle at the bottom of the water? And if yes, then why? And what will you call this process? Now slightly tilt the glass without disturbing the water and let the water from the top flow into the another glass. What will you call this process? So he is simply talking about that we take a beaker or we take any of the container, we add a muddy water in it or we add a soil in the water, and we will leave that container which consisting of the muddy water for some time. Then after that, what we will observe? We observe that the muddy water or the solid impurities which is present in that of the muddy water, it gets settled down at the bottom of the container. Okay, and when you tilt it, what is this process of settling of the impurities at the bottom of the water is known as? This process is known as a process of sedimentation. And when you slightly tilt that glass which consisting of the water without disturbing the solid particles which is present at the bottom of the container, then what will happen? The water which is present on the surface of the solid particle will get poured into the another container, and the process is known as a decantation. Okay, now one more question arises here, that is the water in the second glass is still muddy or brown in color? So what happened? Okay, we has done the sedimentation process as well as we had done the decantation process. Even then also, if you see in the second container in which we had poured that that clear water, or the water above surface of the water which is present above to that of the solid impurities. So even then also you will see that water in the second glass is still not clear, still it is having that brown in color. So why is it so? Or it is having some of the impurities which is suspended on it or on the surface of the water, or it is floating on the surface of the water, or some of the impurities which is present in between to that of the particles, and due to which it gives a brown color to that of the water. So we can say still it is not separated, fully separated from that of the impurities, or that of the muddy water, or that of the mud. Okay, so what we can do, we will, let us try filtering the water through a piece of a cloth. So you see that we can filter that water which we had poured in the second glass, okay, by taking a piece of a cloth. And what is present in the cloth? The cloth is having a small holes, or the pores, which remain in between the woven thread, and these pore or the thread can be used as a filter, as a filtering device. So if the water which in the second one is still muddy, impurities can be separated by using a filter that has even a smaller pores, and that smaller pore will not make the bigger impurities to pass through them. Okay, whenever we do the experiment in the laboratory, we use a kind of a paper, and that kind of a paper is known as a filter paper. Basically, this filter paper is one such filter that is having a very fine pores in it. Okay, so how we use, so this is a, it consisting of very fine pores, due to which when you pour the solution in that of the filter paper, then it will filter that of the liquid portion, but the solid will remain present on that of the filter paper. So how we use this filter paper? So the steps that involve in using that of the filter paper. At first we take a filter paper and we fold it in the form of in a cone. Okay, we take it, the filter paper, and then we fold it like that, at first like that, and we give a shape like that of a cone. Okay, then this cone shape, that the cone shape filter paper is fixed onto the funnel. Okay, and then the mixture which is to be poured is then poured on that of the filter paper. Then you see the solid particles which is present in the mixture, they do not pass through it, and it remain on the filter like that of the, if suppose we can use any of the solution, if we are taking a copper sulfate solution or any solution, then you will see that solution, in that solution the solid particle will remain present on the filter paper. So filter paper, which is basically used in the laboratory, also help in separating the solid portion to that of the liquid portion, or we had discussed it help in separating the filtrate to that of the precipitate. Okay, Now, see here, when you drink or when you go to a fruit seller, or when you drink or when you take a fruit or a vegetable juices, then you use, or if you're using a juices, if you're taking a juice, then we usually filter it before drinking, so that it will help in separating the seed and the solid particles of the pulp from it. Okay, so this is the process of a filtration. So instead of a sedimentation or decantation and that of the filtration, there is an another term, and that is known as loading. So what is loading? Actually, it is a method to expedite sedimentation of the finer particles of the impurities. Okay, so it is a method to expedite sedimentation of finer particles of impurities. Okay, so loading is this method. So basically, you see, at times when we get a muddy water in our tap, or when we add when we take a muddy water, or when we add a small amount of a mud in that of the clear water, at that time you see that the mud particles, they are very fine particles, and these impurities which is present in that of the mud, like that of a clay, okay, and the other impurities, you see, they remain suspended in the water for too long. Okay, and to obtain this clean water in a very short time, we add a crystalline piece of a alum. In Hindi we call alum as a fitkari. Okay, so we add a piece of a alum, and that alum is moved along the surface of the muddy water, and when these alums, they get dissolved in water, the particles which are suspended in that of the water, it get coagulated. Coagulated, it means it get attached with each other. Or it get attached with each other, or it get attached to the dust particle, and due to which the particles, they become heavy and they settle down. Okay, and this result in the early sedimentation of the fine dust particles. I'll explain you again. Like, if suppose you added a small amount of a muddy water in a clean water, or if you are taking a muddy water, then what will happen? What we had explained earlier, that we used to keep that beaker or that container consisting of the impurities for a time. Then what we will see, that the solid particles, they get settled down. Then after that, it will be very easy for us to continue the next process, or to take that of the clear water which is present on the surface of it. But in mud, what happened, there are very fine impurities are there, like that of the clay, which remains suspended in the water throughout. Okay, means it gets settled down, but it takes a long time to get to for settling. Okay, so it remains suspended in the water for a long time, and if we want to make the sedimentation process quickly or quick, then we have to add a small piece of a alum in it, and that alum will help in the coagulation, or it help in attaching the other solid particle with each other, and due to which the different solid or different fine particles, when they start coming close to each other, or when they get attached with each other, due to which they become a one big solid particles, the fine particles becomes a one big solid particles, and that big solid particles becomes heavy. Okay, and due to heaviness it gets settled down at the beaker, that is in which it is kept. Okay, and that will make the process of the sedimentation early, leaving the clear water above to that of the solid particle. So this process is known as a loading, in which we forcefully or we make the fine particles to attach with each other and finally get settled down. Okay.